Immortal souls, we have assembled here today to bid farewell to our dear mother, Chandrawathee Singh. We are now going to an offering of your proper tributes. We request all of you to observe silence so that we can offer a dignified farewell to our dear mother, giving our family and friends fortitude and courage during this time of bereavement. Family and friends, once we are able to observe the silence, meditating, seated, it helps to send messages of blessings to the dear departed and messages of strength to the family. Om Devatabhya Pitrebhyascha Mahayogivevach Namah Swadhaye Swahaye Nityameva Namo Namah. Om Anadini Dhano Devashanga Chakra Gadadhara Akshaya Pundari Kaksha Pitru Preta Moksha Prato Prabha. Om Shanti Shanti Sushanti Bhavatu. We're going to request you to come in different phases to do your viewing, to pay your proper respects, and to offer your messages of condolences to the family. You may start by taking flowers and send them and offer it to honor our dear departed mother, Chandrawathee Singh. You may
Ladies and gentlemen, can we come down this way?
So once you find that the line is getting a little shorter, then you can join. Thank you.
Prayer Namaste to one and all. It is with a heavy heart that I stand here today to bid farewell to a great and amazing soul, Chandrawathee Singh. A wife, a mother, a grand and great-grandmother, a sister, an aunt, and a friend. Each role she played is a testament to the incredible woman she was. As I was growing up, I learned that my sister was not a person for material things, but rather her generosity and concern for others knew no bounds. Chandrawathee wasn't just a sister to me and of my siblings, but a mother figure. She was a person of utmost integrity, and I'm honored to have had her as my sister. It is without a doubt that her amazing self has captured the saying that the only true wealth is the good you do and the love you give. Chandrawathee leaves behind a legacy of love, survived by her 6 children, 11 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. And of course, not forgetting her late granddaughter, Eulogies, who I'm sure is waiting for her up there in heaven. There was nothing more inspiring than having all of her children spending time with her during the holidays. She would tell me way in advance that all of them will be coming to Durban, and you would see the excitement in her eyes and you hear it in her voice. On behalf of her children, I would like to say, Mom, your unwavering belief in us gave us the courage to walk into this world with strength and success. We will miss you dearly, but your love and the lessons you taught us will forever be a part of who we are. Thank you for loving us unconditionally. Rest in peace, my beautiful sister. May your humble soul prevail over us. A very special thank you, and this is an absolute special thank you, to Dr. Cardiologist, Dr. Rohan Lakshman, who took such great care of Chandrawathee over the years. Doctor, thank you so much. I take the pleasure and I'm honored to call Dr. Lakshman to say a few words.
Dear priest, Mr. Kamal Maharaj, family and friends, my humble greetings to you all. I want to thank the Singh family for asking me to speak on the sad occasion, which is Mass funeral. It was an absolute honor for me to share a few recollections that I have of her. And in doing so, may we celebrate her life rather than mourn her. I stand to be corrected, but perhaps from everyone seated here today, I am the only that knew her in a different light. She was not only a family member, but also a patient. Sharon has been a part of our family for almost 30 years, and it is in that time that we have gotten to know her. In the early years, I remember a woman who had a deep love and passion for cooking. She made the most incredible fish biryani. I'm sure that we can all attest to this. In fact, if I close my eyes now, I can almost picture it and even taste it. And this is no exaggeration, because in what I have just mentioned, I'm sure there are a few of you here that have been transported to a memory of your favorite dish, which Ma had prepared. She loved cooking, and in doing so, she brought families together. She brought friends together. And we all here as parents know that there is no greater joy than to have your house filled with your children and grandchildren and their laughter. It is a pity, though, that in her later years, with age and frailty, it became more difficult for her to continue with her passion. I have no doubt, though, that her cooking prowess and her hospitality lives on in Sharon and her siblings. Ma was an immensely proud grandmother, and her face would light up whenever she'd speak about her grandchildren. I distinctly remember the warmth in her voice whenever she talked about Nubar and Sanjana. And she often referred to them as my Nubar or my Sanjana. I truly believe that a grandparent's love brings to a child a sense of well-being, security, confidence, and belonging. And if we reflect, Ma has brought all of those fundamentals to the lives of her grandchildren simply by being who she was, a present, giving, and loving person. Over the years, there have been innumerable get-togethers between the Singhs and us Lakshmans. I have several memories of these moments where Ma too wanted to be a part of the fun and joy. Sometimes she would glance at me and whisper, tell them, being Sharon and Shara, tell them that it's okay for me to have at least one dream. So she attempted to whisper this, but as we know, Ma couldn't whisper. So the entire plea was heard by everyone, often resulting in her landing into trouble. So much power was given to me as I migrated into the role of her daughter. So when I was posed with the question, I certainly and wholeheartedly agreed that she could partake in a bit of indulgence. Because despite the diabetes and heart disease, I firmly believe that those moments of inclusion brought newfound warmth, happiness, and pleasure to her life. For the past 6 years, I have taken care of Ma exclusively as her cardiologist. As a patient, she was always pleasant. The moment I walked into the ward, her face would brighten. She would try to sit up and smile. And she would say, hello doctor, how are you doctor? To her in hospital, I was never Rohan, I was doctor. That for me epitomized the respect which Ma imbued and which she had. And so we had a special bond, not only as related family, but also as a doctor and a patient. She never questioned our management decisions or expected preferential treatment. Perhaps the only exception being that she would often want to be discharged prematurely the minute she felt better. So our relationship was built on mutual respect and trust. I think back to when I did an angiogram 6 years ago. A younger man then, who was of a similar age as my older grandsons. She trusted me with her heart then, and on her last admission, in her final days, she trusted me with her life. It was tough, but despite our best efforts, there was only going to be one outcome: death. We take comfort in the fact, though, that she brought forth bravely, and in the end, she went peacefully and with no pain. It was a huge privilege in my lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohan. The words were absolutely apt, and that's exactly the way my sister was. I would now like to call upon her granddaughter, and I give her the pleasure of speaking of her mom, Milan Singh.
Ma was adored by all her grandchildren, and we each had our own special bond with her that shaped us who we are today. She was there throughout our childhood and created unforgettable memories that will be cherished forever. She shared her life cooking delicious food that no one can cook better than her, even if they use accurate measurements. We will miss all the special efforts she made for Christmas, birthdays, and special milestones. She was more than just our grandmother. Ma was the heart of the Singh family. She was always there, nurturing us with her kindness, her unique sense of humor, and her unconditional love. As the only grandparent that Saurabh and I have ever known, we will miss you eternally.
Thank you, Milan. As you can see, it does really touch the hearts of every one of us when we think about Ma's food, when we think about the beautiful times that she gave every single one of us, not only her grandchildren, nor her children, but every single one of us, whether you were her neighbor, or whether you were her sister, or whether you were her child. Chandrawathee, you really leave a legacy behind. You really do leave the love, the respect that each and every one want to aspire to be. I would now also like to give the pleasure and have the pleasure of calling Sanjana Lakshman, her granddaughter.
Namaste to all. A grandmother is defined as a guardian of memories, a keeper of traditions, and a source of unconditional love. She is a woman who has lived a full life of experiences, wisdom, kindness, and who selflessly shares these gifts with her family. Ma was the epitome of a grandmother. I have fond memories of having sleepovers at Ma's house or purposely pretending to be sick in grade 2 so that Nival and I wouldn't have to go to school and we could spend the day at Ma's. For us grandkids, going to Ma's house was an unparalleled delight as we would take over her entire house, doing the most mischief things. Yet, despite the chaos, Ma never reprimanded us. Instead, she would graciously join our antics because that was the type of grandmother she was. She seized every opportunity she could just to spend time with us. Even as we got older, she never missed out on an opportunity to create memories with us, such as learning how to play Angry Birds with us on our iPads, which she utterly enjoyed and was quite good at, if I do say so myself. Nival, Ma, and I had a special tradition of going to her house for supper. She would spend the entire day preparing multiple dishes for us to enjoy and dozens of handmade rotis. As Ma grew older, she never wanted our tradition to die, and even when she could no longer cook, she would still try. I remember a particular occasion when she was so excited that she cooked pasta and had us over. It was an interestingly prepared dish with ingredients I'm pretty sure aren't meant to be consumed together, such as prawns, chicken viandas, and still frozen mixed veg. But we ate all that she had dished up for us with big smiles on our faces, and I remember her beaming with happiness at the sight of us being there and enjoying her cooking. This memory taught me that Ma was a woman who lived for her family. She had a special way of making her grandchildren feel like we were the most important people in the world to her. Throughout her life, Ma always put the people she loved before herself. Her generosity knew absolutely no bounds, to such an extent that whatever sweet treats we would buy for her to have, she would refuse to eat them because she had a habit of stashing anything she had for her grandkids. I would like to end my speech with a response to one of Ma's questions. Over the years, she would jokingly ask each grandkid if we would cry when she was no longer here. So yes, Mom, we are crying. There's so much more that each one of us wanted you to see and experience with us. Nevertheless, as we reflect on our childhoods, we are reminded of the treasure trove of memories that you handcrafted for each one of us to have, and to be comforted by when you were no longer here to comfort us yourself. So thank you, Ma. We'll forever miss you, and we all are crying for you today.
Thank you, Sanjana. Beautiful words and very, very apt. If I may call my brother Ishmael to say a few words. Ishmael.
Namaste everybody. On this occasion of my late sister, I would just like to say that of all the lovely dishes that everybody lives about, those fish biryani was from my board, I thought. But at the same time, I must say she was a very good fisherwoman as well. She used to come fishing, and we used to go wild camping, not like the ones we have today where all the facilities are provided and all of that. We used to go out really wild camping, and we used to spend quite a few days there, and we'd live off the beach, off the sea, virtually, except for the few live ones, the chickens that used to run around and have my brother-in-law as well. We tied to a string, so I had to be there for a few days and then gone. So yeah, some of those memories are really fantastic memories. But more importantly, I think a message that all of us can take. Well, not really a message, but a deduction that we can all make. This time is made up of your life when you take for granted, every one of us. take for granted. But that life makes things possible, including the biryani. But your life, you have been accompanied at your birth. And very soon you forget about that. We don't go into a whole lot of details of how we get distracted in this lifetime. But we all come, we meet with life, and then we get distracted from life. And then towards the end, if you come towards the day people pass on, you remember again the first meeting you had with life. And that is why when people come, and when they go with a sigh and a sense of relief, because they feel the freedom which life afforded them. What we make of that freedom is it's a wide road, let's just say. Everybody's got their own paths. So, yeah, we can just keep that in mind. That would be a nice message to remember, that we must not take life for granted. Rather, meet with life and see what it will give you, which you have got. You know, one of the things that I must say, because Dr. Ron said, when children are born, they slap their bums and make them cry. That's generally what they do. And when a child cries, they say, oh, life is here. But the child has got an untrained vocal cord that it wants to express the joy of having to meet its creator. And when it meets its creator, it can't express the joy other than to cry. And how ironic that when they die, they go with a sigh. So it's something that we need to keep in mind. Thank you.
Thank you for the beautiful words, Ishmael. I do have some messages coming in and some tributes. And one of them is from Shanghai, and Rina Bhabi and the kids and her grandkids, or their grandkids, wishing you and bidding you farewell, Chandrawathee. Go well, amazing soul. The other tribute is from Priya Shrinesh and Priyaksha. Mosi, we may have not spent a lot of time with you, but every time Mummy came to see you, she always spoke of your concern over us. Thank you, Mosi, for being a humble person that you were. Go well. And in closing, I would like to read out a poem that was sent by Vicky. He wasn't able to make it, so he did send us something to share with the rest of you and a message to Penny. It's called The Turning of Tide. The hands that held us, strong and true, now rest in peace, their work is through. A guiding light so warm, so bright, now softly fades into the night. Her voice once steady, calm and wise, still echoes deep in memory's skies. Though time has called, she drifts away. Her love remains, it's here to stay. No tide can steal what she has sown. In every heart, her love has grown. Though sorrow weighs, the tears may fall, her spirit lingers, holding all. So let us honor, not with despair, but cherish all the love she shared. For though she sails beyond our sight, she sighs and sighs, and forever, every day, she will shine in every dawn's first light. That was from Vicky. We've come to the end, and I'm going to be handing you over to Panditji. On behalf of the Singh family, we wish you all a safe journey back home, and we thank you for taking the time to share your moment with us. Thank you. Namaste. Rest in peace, Penny. Panditji.
पवित्रेस्तौ वैष्णव्यौ सवितुर्वः प्रसव उत्पुनां यच्चित्रेण पवित्रेण सूर्यरश्मिभिः तस्य ते पवित्र पति पवित्र भूतस्य कामये तक्षके ओम मध्यामुख कश्यप गोत्रमुख चंद्रावती सिंह प्रेत विशांतो भूतनाम्ना रुद्र देवता वा एषते पिंडो मया दीयते तपोपतिष्ठता Dear immortal souls, according to our ancient masters or gurus, they have stated that this day, when one takes your last breath, has been termed as the Mahaprasthana, or the great journey. Our Purvajas, that is our ancestors, have already taken this journey. It's a journey that the Atma will take in order to travel towards the greater goal of moksha. The perennial quest to attain the highest is already embedded in every being. This drive to attain moksha, the drive to attain the highest. When one is born to attain an experience of life that drives them to complete this experience so that they attain moksha. Hence, the ancient gurus have stated that whatever we can, whatever little good we can do, we should do now. When that opportunity comes, take it with both hands. By conducting this good deed, one is able to propel themselves towards the goal, the drive that is embedded in us. The law of karma is not about punishment and reward. Krishna never spoke about that. Krishna explained very clearly, karma is an endeavor which will automatically have an experience and a consequence which will help you to have further experiences and consequences. He didn't see it as a reward and punishment. Rather, he saw it as an opportunity to lift oneself to the next level. So don't ever see life as reward and punishment. Wherever we are, at which station, whichever status, it is an opportunity to lift ourselves. And this is the great teachings of the Dharma Shastras. This perennial call is such that the Gurus went even further to state that the day one takes the last breath is known as the day of mukti, the day of liberation from the trials and tribulations, pain and pleasure, and the story of a particular chapter. That is not a finality. is merely the closure of one chapter, but the story of life continues on the other side. Family and friends take solace in this. In fact, modern science is beginning to realize that what Vedantic philosophy has been talking about is absolutely true. That when the Atma leaves the body, there is no trauma. That is all left behind. The Atma is ushered into a world of tremendous love, safety and security. On the other side, other loved ones who have crossed over previously come to receive the Atma. So family, friends, take solace in this. The dear Chandrawathee Singh, our dear mother, is on the other side, on a dimension that is more advanced, and she is left behind all the trials and tribulations after completing her duty. Once the intensity of karma experience comes to such an extent, then the Atma decides to move on. Of course, family and friends would meet again, not necessarily on this earthly planet, maybe in another dimension. I know often people say that, you could be born a lesser being after you transmigrate to the next world as a punishment. That's not true. That doesn't happen. As you would study the Dharma Shastras, more especially the Bhagavad Gita, you realize that that is different. Because Arjuna had asked this question to Krishna, and he said, what is the use of me training, getting all the experience when I die? My next birth, as you were saying, I have to go through the process again, through this 84,000 species and so on, and I have to start all over again. That's when Krishna corrects him. That's not true, Krishna says. Because we believe in evolution. Evolution is the way of the world, evolution is the way of the life. And one evolves upwards always. You don't evolve backwards. And once you completed those 84,000 species, you don't go back there again. Some of them even last just for a second in those species. And that is why it goes very fast. And who says that the human life is long? Up to 100 years is regarded as a long life, but not in the story of the world. It's very short. So you can see from this that the opportunity to lift oneself to the next level is always there, and it will come again. Now this cycle is not an unending cycle. It's a cycle only till we come to an understanding of the self, we recognize the self, and we transcend mind and yours, likes and dislikes, and we attain moksha, that is liberation. Therefore, you'll find in this ancient Vedantic culture, we say, may the Atma attain moksha. Because the Atma continues on its next travel. And when we talk about travel, it's not really a travel to a destination, but rather a travel in its own experience. When the Atma leaves the body, it is able to expand to such an extent, its consciousness becomes free. We only entrapped when we are in the body, with all the frailties of the body. But when the Atma leaves the body, it realizes its unlimited potential. Therefore, they say when a person, and this has been a proverb that has been used in dharmic circles, that when a person dies, they die smiling. Because they see much more than we, and they are freed from all the frailties of life. With family, friends, know this. With great dignity, let us salute the soul that has completed its duty and now is transmigrating to the next world. When we are born crying. Because we left behind something unlimited. And we get into that which is limited. But we learn the ways of the world. We get some experience, and then once again, we lift ourselves to the next level. This day, the Mahaprasthana, the day of Mukti, is what the Dharma Shastras discuss. A hypnotherapist by the name of Dr. Brian Weiss, who believed in a particular tradition until he started to realize through his hypnotherapy how people were experiencing life. When he tried to get them to regress to their childhood, he found they regress even beyond them, to the previous birth. And previous birth 300-400 years back. And for him it was a culture shock. And he started to record that. And he found that family members met again and again because of the bond of love. This is the cycle that goes on. We come again to complete the bond of love. In fact, once Lord Shiva was asked, "Who is your father?" And Lord Shiva said, "Brahma is my father." Then they asked him, "Who is your grandfather?" And Shiva said, "Vishnu is my grandfather." Then they asked him, "Who is your great-grandfather?" He said, "I am my great-grandfather." In other words, we come back. And you could be maybe a son in this birth, but you were previously the grandfather, the great-grandfather. And you come again to play a role to complete that bond of love. So therefore, what we promised ourselves, when we come, we get embroiled and entangled in the day-to-day life. Don't forget to share that bond of love. Don't forget to do what little good we can do in our own little way. The Rig Veda states that our sight disappears into the sun, our words go to the four corners of the world, and what goes around comes around. So what we say will go and it will come back, not as a punishment, just to help us to realize how we can improve. Remember, don't see life as a punishment. See life as an opportunity. That is what Bhagavan Sri Krishna has been discussing with Arjuna. We pray to Paramatma to help us understand this process, the inevitable law of nature, that whoever is born will one day die. And that which changes is given us a very lovely formula. Lord Krishna says, only that which doesn't change, which remains permanent and is the same all the time, is real. All other things are not real. So the Atma is the only, the body changes from a childhood to boyhood to various stages, keeps on changing. So that's not real. Only that which is the awareness, the consciousness, the Atma, only that is real. So when we get attached, we sometimes get carried away with this attachment and we end up with difficulty. Let us pray to Paramatma that today as we salute the Atma of our dear mother, as we give a dignified farewell, let us honor her today. Let us honor her legacy. In fact, I was speaking to Rajan while we were coming, and he told me that his Nana was a great chef. And it seems that this is a tradition in the veins of, after hearing the various speakers. So it is not unusual that she herself was a great chef. And that all of you would have experienced. Let us pray to Paramatma. Om Tamadideva Purusha Puranasya Tamasya Vishwasya Paramam Nidhanam Vetamsi Vedyam Cha Paranam Cha Dhamma Tvaya Tatam Vishwamana Anantarupa Vasamsi Tirnani Yatha Vihaya Navani Kriyanati Naroparani Tatha Sharirani Vihaya Jirnanyanyani Sanyati Navani Dehi Najayate Mrityate Vakadachin Nayam Bhutva Bhavitavana Bhuya Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Purano na hanyate hanyamani sharire Nenam chindanti shastrani Nenam dati pavaka Na chenam kledyantyaapo Na shoshati marutah Jatasya hi dhruvau mrityu dhruvam Janma vritasya cha Tasmada harihati tam sochide tumaharasi. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body to its own growth, to youth, to old age, the soul similarly passes to another entity upon death. Not maybe immediately, but as it realizes itself. The wise is not bewildered by this. Dehino asminyata deha kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehanta tara praptir dhiras tatrana huyati. The soul is neither born nor does it ever die. Nor having once existed does it ever cease to exist. The soul is without birth, eternal, immortal, and ageless. It is not ended when the body comes to an end. Vedān vināshinam nityam jaya enam janma pyayam katyam sa purusha patakam dhatayati antikam. These are the words that Bhagavan Sri Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. In fact, if you want to understand life, the best opportunity and probably one of the easiest of the Dharma Shastras is the Bhagavad Gita. It gives you so much of peace. All the other things that you're worried about becomes frailties. They become what we call non-entities. and your worries and anxieties all begin to disappear. Om avyakto yama chintayo yam viryakaryo yama uchyate tasmadeham vidhi vainanam nanu shochetumaharasi. Krishna is saying to Arjuna, O son of Bharat, all created beings are unmanifest before birth. Or maybe ask you, where do they come from? But they become manifest in life because of their drive to want to experience life. And again, go back to the unmanifest. As depicted in a mantra which has been written more than 25,000 BC. Om asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritangamaya. Lead me from ignorance to knowledge, from darkness unto light, from mortality to immortality. This is a continuous, and that mantra shows that the ancient gurus understood this normal, inevitable nature of life itself. Let us all chant the Ram mantra, and we're going to request members, that is the immediate family members, I believe the grandchildren as well, and those of you who want to offer your floral tributes, to please come forward as we chant the Ram mantra. We request all of you to chant together. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 You will proceed to tributes. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Devatabhya Pitribhyascha Mahayogibhyacha Namah Swadhaye Swahaye Nityameva Namo Namah. Om Devatabhya Pitribhyascha Mahayogibhyacha Namah Swadhaye Swahaye Nityameva Namo Namah. Om Devatabhya Pitribhyascha Mahayogibhyacha Namah Swadhaye Swahaye Nityameva Namo Namah. Om Anadini Dhano Devashanka Chakra Gadadhara Akshaya Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Atasipa Pushpa Sankasham Pitavacha Samyudam Yena Namasyanti Govindam Natesham Vidyate Bhayam. Krishna Krishna Kripadustam Gatina gatir bhava sansaramagnana prasiddha purushotama Narayana Surushreshta Lakshmi Kanta Varabrada Anena Tarpanenata Preta Moksha Prado Bhava. We request the pallbearers to be in readiness. We take this opportunity to thank family and friends for your floral tributes, your messages of condolences. We thank all of you who stood here at this podium to pay tribute to dear mother. We will take this opportunity to request all to stand. We chant the Maha Mantra. It has been stated that this mantra, Kali, is actually your best medicine to attain peace and happiness. This Maha Mantra has been offered to us by the ancient gurus, and they have coined the term chant and become happy. Today we chant on behalf of our dear mother. We chant because we want our family and friends to gain fortitude and courage. May the Atma attain the highest abode. May family and friends gain strength during this time of bereavement. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. By offering the mortal remains into the Agni, into the fire, we give the Atma the opportunity to be released to attain the higher goals of life. The ashes are then placed into a body of water, most appropriately what we call the ocean, so that allows the ashes to immerse into this body of water, bringing to closure the mortal remains. Earth, water, fire, akasha, all the various elements, air, space, all go back to the various abodes. The Atma continues on its journey. Ultimately, that is only an illusion. It's just the close of one chapter. Ram Naam Satya Hai, Satya Hai, Satya Bolo. Ram Naam Satya Hai, Satya Hai, Satya Bolo. Ram Naam Satya Hai, Satya Hai, Satya Bolo. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Family and friends, just the immediate family members can be accommodated in a little prayer furnace room because of lack of room space. That is where the Antyeshti Sanskar will take place. Those family members and friends who have to meet the family members. Thereafter, You may wait under the tree, so we give another grieving family an opportunity to use this space. Om Jai Shri Ram. We wish you a safe journey home.